Diablo 4 Season 7 is absolute shit. It's the worst it has ever been, and that is impressive.
Hey folks, this is Riker. Diablo 4 Season 7 has had one of the smoothest launches yet. But is it too smooth? We've had an eventful week.
Everyone probably forgot it's even happening. I played Season 7 for roughly 2-ish hours and then forgot it exists. And I missed it by like 5 days or something because not like anyone's talking about Diablo 4 anymore.
In gaming this week, a key Diablo 4 team member announced his departure from Blizzard this week. The next Diablo 4 holiday event was announced.
Wait, that's good because every single employee working on Diablo 4 is a talentless loser who did their hardest to completely destroy the Diablo franchise. This is a win. Every single person who has worked on Diablo 4 deserves to be blacklisted from the games industry, especially Rod Ferguson. That idiot destroyed Halo, destroyed one more game, and destroyed Diablo 4's hopes. And he's probably gonna move on after a year or two to the next thing that's gonna pay him most likely somewhere in the range of 200 to 300k a year, and destroy that. The guy is a menace to gaming.
Last Epoch teased their Season 2 release date. Path of Exile 1 fans are not happy with what GGG just admitted. Ubisoft layoffs are raising alarms, and BioWare's future looking shakier than ever.
Good.
Plus some sad news about a beloved voice actor. Stick around for all the latest gaming updates. But before we dive in, I'd like to take a minute to talk about this video's sponsor.
No, because sponsors are bad. Unless they sponsor me.
Starting with Diablo 4 news. Sentiment on Season 7 from those who played seems to remain overall positive. It's funny, I actually expected it to be really difficult to have a good Season 7 after Season 6. I figured with everyone used to the OP Spiritborn in Season 6, just that insane level of power that...
Yes. This is something that I did expect, though. That the overwhelming consensus... Well, I actually already kind of saw this and thought that it already started happening roughly around Season 4. But now it's official. Diablo 4 is dead. Apathy has 100% taken in. The majority of players don't even know it's a thing, and the majority of players who do know Diablo still has seasons. Join it, play for roughly 1 hour, get like level 20, and then quit the game until the next season maybe appears and they don't forget about it. At this point, only the people who were already convinced from the beginning that Diablo 4 is the best game ever are left playing. And that means that if Blizzard takes their ideas from the people who are left playing, the game's just gonna perpetually mill into being more shittier and shittier because the people left are literally gobbling up the slop like it's their job, okay? They are fighting over the slop at this point. They are looking at the slop pipe, drilling holes, punching each other out so they can just get a sweet little dribble of that slop. That's how bad it is. So, at this point, there is no saving the game. Effectively, Diablo 4 has 100% suffered the same fate as Diablo 3. Okay? A juggernaut of a franchise completely killed by mismanagement to the point where literally people don't even care to talk about it.
That we had. I knew that Season 7, we would have a balancing patch. We wouldn't have that crazy Spiritborn power. I figured Season 7 would end up being very unpopular as everyone would feel like they were hugely nerfed and miss how strong they were in Season 6. Well, they ended up just buffing everyone in Season 7, the season theme greatly contributing to that, all the super fast progress and everything, all the legendaries raining from the sky. So I guess we avoided exactly the scenario that I was concerned about. But yeah, very smooth season launch, no major complaints, there's no material bottlenecks. As I said previously, I personally feel like
effectively, he's just saying, hey, all the materials, because this is the story of what Blizzard does with every game they have, okay? What Blizzard does with every game is they just make old thing... what Blizzard does with their games is just constantly make old things completely irrelevant. Take Diablo 4, for example. At the start, you had white items, blue items, yellow items, and legendary items. Even at the start of the game, white items had no use. Blue items were maybe good until like level 10 or 20, and after they were useless. At this point in Diablo, nothing but legendaries is actually useful. Blues, whites, and even yellows are completely irrelevant in this game. From level 20-ish, you already don't care about anything that is not a mythic rarity quality. It is insanity. And same thing with the crafting materials in this game. At the beginning, there were different herbs and different locations that you were supposed to farm. A little bit later, all the herbs could be farmed everywhere. There was some kind of rarer herb that was a bottleneck and people needed to work a little bit to get it. Blizzard just instantaneously said, oh, now you have a way more of this thing than you want. And the same thing has happened for everything. Currently, most craftable materials in the game are just under miscellaneous and abundancy names. Like, they're all just grouped together because no one cares how much of them you have, because you never care about the amount you have, because everything is redundant. Crafting materials might as well not exist anymore. The same way that yellow items should not exist anymore, because all of it is useless and you're never going to use any of it.
Like, early progression is way too fast, but then progression becomes okay in endgame, maybe even too slow for some people. But Blizzard was already reacting to people saying that it was taking too long to get the Restless Rot and whatnot. Blizzard's also been reacting very quickly to broken builds.
Restless Rot is the seasonal mechanic, okay? Blizzard is literally making it so everyone has the mechanic now max level when they start the game effectively. Because this is the Diablo 4 player base that's left. People who are not even willing to take 5 seconds of their time to, like, play the game. They just want all the rewards. It's fucked.
It's happened a couple times now that some witchcraft power is causing some broken interaction, and they've reacted fast to disable the infringing thing before we got another Spiritborn situation. So gotta applaud them for learning from Season 6 and not letting things get out of hand. Decay augmentation.
This is probably the stupidest thing I have heard in my life, because previously, 2 seasons ago, this was a problem that Blizzard reacted fast and nerfed things, because that ruined people's builds. Now, again, we are praising Blizzard for the same thing they did 2 months ago, but in the opposite direction? What? Why? Then it's bad, then it's good? What?
In one of the witchcraft
At this point, it's gonna take like 3 minutes and it's gonna be bad again.
powers was the latest power to be disabled. This happened late yesterday, and the team is working on fixes to redeploy the power next week. They also intend to fix some of the things that are broken in a way that is not, beneficial to us. Things that aren't creating OP builds, but things that are making stuff underperform, like the Ring of Mendel and the Mantle of Mountain's Fury. They're not working properly, so they're working on fixing these. Now, one small complaint for this season, the Obel Gamblers seem to have taken a heavy nerf from relative to last season. It almost doesn't even feel worth the time taking to gamble anymore. I mean, just given how loot rains from the sky elsewhere, the Obel Gambler is just hilariously useless in comparison.
The Obel Gambler, by the way, is also a thing that Blizzard killed because people complained about it. Opals were a cool little thing that you would, do once in, 5 hours of gameplay, and maybe you got something good, maybe not, who honestly knows. But now you get Opals for everything, so from a cool mechanic you do time to time, as this, interesting thing, you do now constantly. Again, every single thing in Diablo 4 that required any amount of effort has been made completely redundant and plentiful.
It's better to just use them to buy a bunch of Whispering Keys with your Obels, so that you can spend those on Whispering Chests inside Headhunts, because those have been greatly juiced. You're going to get the Root Hold Keys from those. Definitely be opening every Whispering Chest you run into. Now, one egregious thing that seems to have popped up for some players, and I don't know if this is just a console thing, but I've seen multiple reports from people saying that in the midst of gameplay, sometimes even while fighting a pit boss, they get this little shop notification pop up. And I just have to assume that this is a bug and not intended, because if this isn't...
Are you kidding me? This is 100% intended.
This is absolutely terrible and the worst decision ever. Now, one reasonable complaint.
We're talking about the company that made it so that you could activate your free battle pass with one click. No confirmation, no anything. Just one accidental click. Okay? You couldn't even check the battle pass that you could activate for free before. It just automatically activated instantaneously. No nothings. So this is 100% intentional.
I've seen from some players the introduction of forced party activities in the season journey. Seems like a progression from season 6, which added the Dark Citadel, which was forced group content. Now, granted, you don't have to complete every step in the season journey, but it's just kind of an arbitrary objective to have to be partied up with someone while you accomplish something, which rubs some people the wrong way. Now, this week we got some news that I found devastating. Adam Jackson announced that he is leaving Blizzard. He had been at Blizzard for 15 years. He joined the Diablo 4 team in 2021.
Sounds like someone who should have been fired way sooner.
He was on Heroes of the Storm since 2015. Loved Heroes of the Storm. And he had become lead class designer on D4 in 2022. And
lead class designer. Holy shit! He should have been assassinated, not fired.
Since March 2024, he was lead live designer. He was always a great presence at campfire chats, and the few times that I got to talk to him in person, he just had a wealth of game design knowledge. And I think it'll definitely be a blow to the D4 team to lose him. He posted on X, quote, "What a long, strange trip it's been. After 15 years at Blizzard Entertainment, it's finally time to say goodbye.
Rest in piss, loser.
I have so many great memories here. It's incredibly bittersweet to close this door, but I'm excited for the future and can't wait to get started on my next adventure. We'll be keeping an eye out to see what that next adventure may be." In some more positive D4 news, the game rose to the 6th most played game on Steam Deck following the release of Season 7. This also coincided with a free-to-try period for the game, which served as the perfect storm to drum up those player numbers. Now, Path of Exile 2 is, in general, a vastly more popular game on Steam than Diablo 4, though it should be noted that Steam is probably most definitely the biggest platform for PoE2, whereas it's the smallest platform for Diablo 4. PC players of D4 in probably an order of magnitude, if not multiple orders of magnitude, more play.
I don't think this is necessarily as true, because the reality is, no, I don't think so. I think maybe Battle.net, the Blizzard launcher, has 7 to 10 times more players than Steam. Maybe if super lucky.
On Battle.net rather than Steam. But still, D4 more popular on Steam Deck than PoE2, which may seem surprising, given the numbers are very different for regular Steam play outside of Steam Deck. But I hear that D4 is just really well optimized for the Steam Deck, whereas PoE2 on Steam Deck doesn't hold up as well. That's what I hear, at least. Also, the Steam Deck is a good platform for more casual players who might not have as much time,
maybe true, who knows,
to play and want to just game a bit here and there. And that's the kind of audience that D4 is best catered to. And other Diablo 4 news, the Lunar Awakening event is returning this year. It'll run from February 4th to 18th.
Another no one cares event.
During this event, regular shrines are replaced with lunar shrines, which are basically juiced up versions of normal shrines that give 100% bonus XP and an enhanced base effect, depending on the shrine. And then I think while you're under the effects of a shrine, killing monsters is going to earn you advancement along a reputation track. You go to Ked Bardu to...
God, who even likes this? This is probably the worst shit ever. By the way, is this just straight up taken from Diablo 3? I have a feeling it is.
Track that reputation track and...
Because everything they implemented in Diablo 4 after the initial backlash is literally Diablo 3 related.
Grab your rewards, which are going to include cosmetics and a resplendent spark. And we'll end with some more Season 7 tips here. As a reminder, I have a few videos already, which you can find on Riker.com. I got a class tier list, I got an Ultimate Season 7 guide, and I just posted recently a top 10 builds video for Season 7. Necromancer Bloodwave is by far the most powerful build of the season, as we expected, but some other Necro builds are actually underperforming due to some bugs. Macro BioBoy has
Surprise, surprise. The Blizzard and bugs. Wow, that's a new one.
a couple of videos going over the bugs, but a couple extra tips. If you're having trouble finding the lost witchcraft powers, one way to farm them, which I'm going to say right now is boring, so I don't recommend it, but if that's what you really want to do, if you just want to farm those powers, you're going to run the dungeon in Fractured Peaks called the Hoarfrost Demise. Run that over and over, not as a Nightmare dungeon, just as a normal dungeon. Do it on Torment 4 if you can to increase your chances at an altar spawn. Also drink a draft of Whispers, that's going to double your chances. And then really just run through the dungeon. You don't have to kill anything, just go explore, get to the second level, get to the end, and then teleport out, reset dungeon, repeat. It's a small dungeon, small, easy layout, and you should have a 10% chance every time you run it to run into an altar if you follow these instructions. That said, honestly, you shouldn't be in a big rush to get these done. Just play the game normally.
I guess literally no one cares. Oh boy, there's a little bit about Path of Exile. Do we want to check it out? Ah, sure. Let's check it out.
Attributes for runes. All right, on to Path of Exile news. The big news of the week was an admit.
Because I don't know what Path of Exile 1 players are mad about. I still need to go in Path of Exile 1 and finally make my stupid Flicker Strike Ignite source. Bitch, I mean.
From GGG that PoE 1 has basically been on ice and will continue to be on ice until PoE 2 is in what they feel is an acceptable state.
Oh, yeah, I see why people would be mad about it. God, this looks so much better. Oh, my spirits are up just by looking at this. I look at the Diablo shit and it makes me depressed. This suddenly, wow, I'm excited. Holy baby. Anyway, yeah, I guess, it's an understandable choice because GG is not that big of a studio that they can actually do this. But then again, big studios don't accomplish a lot. There were 4,000 plus people working at Diablo 4 in total. Look where that got them. Being absolutely shreked by someone who set out to make a Diablo 2 successor. Sucks, doesn't it? Anyway, 10 out of 10. And that was Riker. Bye.